Hello, my name is Noah, and my classic is entitled A Blue Note for Father's Day by Tatiana Clark. Because I don't know where you are, I send you a letter of tree leaves I heard this morning harmonizing like emerald waves above a pond. I send you John Coltrane, who locked himself in a room of amethyst for days with no food or mercy to write a love supreme. We destroy ourselves for splendor, emerging from the buried deep like cicada song to mate and disappear again. Today, I will not be bitter about this holiday or the Facebook posts. No, today I send you a roofless church, a grotto with fuzzy moss and trickling water that sounds like wet piano keys. Please know, I've made good with my life with or without you. I know how to kneel before imperfect men. I know this pond can carry cold morning skin like blue notes pressed from warm saxophone buttons for acknowledgement, resolutions, pursuance, and psalm. Dear Father, I hope you know that I can love the absence of a thing even more than the thing itself. That I could have one day a year that doesn't beat like the rest. And friends, don't ever wish to be me. You don't want this sunless song. There is no number in my phone to call. There is no home with his face I remember. Just a place called nowhere. And this is where I find and lose him, like a savior. My response is entitled Crosswalk. Crossing the street was something I did almost every day. I had to learn to look both ways to survive because there's no telling if once you and the car collide that you will be able to be revived. There's always a little comedy and some honesty. Hit me, I need the money, or do it. No one's gonna miss me. But the jokes became reality, and eventually I began to hope the car would take the life out of me. One day, I stopped looking both ways when crossing the street. This wasn't just a phase. I can't remember a time I wasn't lost in my mind. My mind had me confined. It made me believe something that wasn't in my design. It was not some kind of feeling. It was the state of not knowing if I would make it home fine. There's a fine line between hurting yourself and getting hurt. I was blind to the damage being done because every time I had to cross the street, I thought for some reason I could cheat death. I'd walk out without a single check. I'd feel the wind of a car graze the back of my neck. So you see, when I say I was lost, I mean I do not think of the cost of my decisions. I do not have visions. But if I did, maybe I'd stop before the collision, before I can say sorry to the world and be forgiven by a religion that I never found. Before my mother finds me on the ground, no sound, just her little boy, and every mother's worst fear. So you see, when I say I have never found myself, it's because I'm too high on the shelf of my own expectations. I was never able to reach. I wish this was something you can teach, but it takes time to realize your own cries, and until then, you're immobilized. And because of this, I was stuck. I didn't give up. If I woke up in bed or 6 feet under in a tux, I'm sorry. For my profanity, there's just no other way to explain my insanity. It's not going to go away magically. How do you escape the mental warfare when there's nothing left of you to spare? I'm trying to pull through. I swear it's just hard when you have to beware of yourself. I was depressed. I was not fearless. My fear was just repressed. And when I thought I could escape, my mind would only regress, taking every bit of progress. I woke up one day, and I didn't feel like dying. My pillow wasn't wet and still drying. It was different. I started the day with getting dressed, but the stress still manifested in my body, but I can't lie, I walked out looking my best. All I had was one quest, but it was still a lot to digest. The journey ahead is what led me to the crosswalk. I thought to myself and had a little talk, I didn't want my last memory to be a body traced in chalk, so I looked both ways. Something I never did most days, I looked left, I looked right. There was a car in sight, and it felt like an invite. But a little part of me knew that that wasn't right, and plus I didn't want to give that old woman nightmares tonight. That was the first time in my life I didn't feel like I had a knife to my throat, but you see, it's nothing to boast because I almost didn't look both ways. This is only a small victory of a time I saved me from me.